Welcome back to Chaos Collectibles. All right, so I got a few things I want to go over today. First thing is Battle Mountain. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it is a small play set. Rocky structure, very simple. It's actually made for 3 3/4 inch figures. I've seen some people use them for the 5.5 figures, and I think they work out pretty good, especially for a low cost item. I bought a gray one and I bought a tan one at the same time. But for some reason, the gray one came like within 2 days, and I just received the tan one today. All right. So before I received the tan one, I went ahead and I ordered one of each again, because the gray one was actually $8 cheaper last time. The tan one was the only one that was on sale before. After receiving it, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. But if I put it next to my Castle Grayskull, I wish I would have went with the dark brown. Kind of goes with the Grayskull better that way. You know, kind of matches the door, but oh well, it is what it is, right? I could always paint them later on if I want to. So this is Battle Mountain, okay? Very cheap, simple, rocky structure, kind of set up as a background. You can set figures on it all over. As you can see, I have the gray one up there. I think it looks fantastic next to the castle I have there with Conan and the Death Dealer on it. Looks pretty good, but very simple. A little thicker plastic than I thought it was going to be. It does rock a little bit when you set it down. There's no bottom, right? It's not perfectly flat on the bottom, but if you set it up against the back, it's pretty solid. Not too bad of a piece here. So like I said, I have a gray one coming and another tan one like this for kind of that desert look is what I was hoping for. But yeah, I mean, for what it is, I'm pretty happy with it. All right, next thing. So my buddy, Riders Origins, right, inquired about some of the materials, mainly the pleather or fox leather like material that I use, okay? I really haven't had too much time to play around with it. So what you guys have seen as far as my material use is all that I've ever done. I'm new at it, but by doing these videos, I hope to take my skills to the next level and hopefully pass some of that stuff along to you guys as far as the trial and error goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of show you some of the things that I have, okay? The fur for Conan, I bought this strip at Joann Fabrics, right? Already cut into strips. You can buy big sheets of it, okay? But when you buy something there, they usually charge by the yard. But if you just want 1 foot of something, they will sell it to you. And they do the difference as far as the cost goes, okay? Fits right into the Zolo stuff. Very soft, furry-like material, okay? This is what I use for the wizard cape. I mean, I have so much of this stuff, right? So it gives me a chance to kind of play around with stuff, screw things up, and try them again later, okay? That's what I use for the wizard robe. Here's the fox leather material, right? Very long strip. These things come in huge strips like this, so you're paying for it this way, okay? 1 foot is here, 1 yard to be here. You'd have a huge piece, but if you look at it, right? Fox leather, okay? It's pretty thick, right? So I wanted to try some different things out the other day with some armors and stuff. So I cut this out. I was actually going to try to heat it up and bend it over my wizard. Got a hair dryer out. This stuff will not heat up and take form. So if I do decide to use this on my wizard, right, I'm going to have to attach some Velcro to it, I think. Velcro on a robe if I decide to use it, all right? I'll be right back with my Velcro. Wished I would have thought of that ahead of time, but I have it right here, right? Same place sells Velcro strips, okay? Bought these Velcro strips, Joann Fabrics, Hobby Lobby probably has them too. And like when I did the Conan, I cut a real thin strip. It's got a sticky back, stick it on your stuff, boom, removable armor, right? Simple stuff, okay? There's things that I play around with, try to figure them out as I go. And then I wanted to do some Zolo capes, right? So I bought this bad boy here. Pretty decent size sheet of this, okay? The problem is, right, it's thin. It's thinner than like the Skullman capes and stuff. But this stuff sticks pretty good. And sometimes I get some of this felt like residue on there. So after I cut things out, I really have to scrub it down. But this stuff works pretty good for capes. But it's pretty floppy. But for capes and stuff, I think it works fantastic. That's what I used on the Wizard, okay? So with that being said, I was thinking about what Riders Origins was asking about this Conan vest. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to do it. In fact, my furnace inducer motor just went out and I just had to get that replaced today. So being up here in Michigan without heat kind of sucked for a couple days, but hey, we're all right. So I was sitting there thinking about it, okay? And then it just hit me like a frickin' ton of bricks, right? So you want to do this Conan vest where we're going to go from front to back instead of side to side, right? Trying to visualize this. We get my Wizard here, right? Instead of going side to side, cutting out 2 holes for the arms and wrapping it around this way, having an opening in the front, right? Where you wrap the material around. We want to go from front to back. Always cut the material bigger, a little bit wider than the shoulders, center the head. Take the head off, cut the head hole small, and you can always readjust it. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, how in the heck, especially with this thicker material, are we gonna get this thing to stay? And then bam, like I said, ton of bricks hit me. Velcro. So I wanted to put that idea to the test, right? Not with the fox leather, but with the Wizard that I did, okay? So the Wizard, if you recall seeing it in the last video, I just cut out like a cross-shaped piece of fabric, okay? Cut a hole in it for the head, slid it over and wrapped it around, whatever. But the bottom part of the sleeves were open and I didn't like it. In fact, I recut the whole thing because I tried to attach it with Velcro at the bottom, right? So it looks like Wizard sleeves, so they're closed up real nice. Too small. So I had to remake it. So I did it that way, right? So now if you look at the Wizard, much better. Next level right here, right? Next level. I can un-Velcro this and remove the entire robe, okay? Just kind of messed around with these cross pieces here. Not sure if I'm going to keep them yet. This is a work in progress. I want to remaster this thing 100% and get it up to the standards that I want it, right? Blue robe is done. That part of it is finished. So yeah, if you look at it, Velcroed, how good you can see it in the camera here. But it's not just 2 pieces of fabric hanging down anymore like Thothamon, you know, old Drumco Conan figure. This actually is attached right here with Velcro on the inside, all right? Definitely happy with the way that turned out. So I was thinking we could do the same thing, right, with that Conan vest. We wrap it around the sides, right? Cut it a little big, a little bit of overlap, Velcro. Outside of the back, inside of the front, stick it together. The only thing is it may look a little wide on the sides there. This is something I may have to test out myself. But I did want to throw that out there, okay? I only spent a couple hours on the Wizard on Saturday. Didn't have a whole lot of time to get to other things, but I wanted to test this theory out on something that I already had done, and it seems to work great. Again, the heater does not work to deform the leather, right? The leather just sits flat no matter what. But once you get it bent and you were attached, you know, Velcro, it's going to stay where you want it. And then you can remove the Velcro, removable vest, you know, if you want that way. But like I said, I really got to test this out a little more. I do got a little time coming up off of work after Thanksgiving, so we'll see what happens. Tried it with this piece. The heater didn't work. One more thing I did want to bring up is I reached out to the eBay guy about my Mezco death dealer, okay? He contacted me back next day or same day and said that he's going to email me when he gets shipping notification. Asked me for my address. I sent it to him, okay? Week later, I was going to reach out to him. Bam, right? Well, that day, he ended up reaching out to me, sent me a FedEx tracking number. I was excited. I was like, dude, you made my day. A couple hours later, message back. It says, no, that's Mezco sending it to me, okay? Mezco took like a week to send it to him. Long story short, he just received this thing yesterday. I didn't hear anything back yesterday, So I reached out to him today, right? So he contacts me back a couple hours later, says he has tomorrow off. He's going to be sending me the Mezco Death Dealer tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is, once I get that tracking number, once I receive it, I'm going to do an unboxing and a review of the Death Dealer Mezco here on the channel. Pretty excited about receiving that one. It's been like 9-10 months since I've paid for it. So that's going to be freaking cool to get it. All right, so I got a couple things coming pretty soon. A really cool 5.5 inch figure that I've never seen before. This one will be done by the one and only, the genius of 5.5, who actually goes on and does the 3D sculpting himself. That's right, everybody. Moran Wallace from Wallace Toys. I got one coming, one of his. Not directly from him. He sold a program to somebody, so I picked this item up, and this thing looks freaking awesome. It's going to be primed and ready for me to paint when I get it. So once I get it all painted up, all this stuff's going to be shown to you guys on the channel before I put anything on Facebook. Before I post any of my customs on Facebook, they're going to be shown here exclusively first. All right, well, thanks again for tuning in. Until next time. Woo!